We are fortunate to have Jami Dennis here today on the supply side. She says she's modest. She likes to fly under the radar, but there are probably very few who understand interactions between the supplier community and Walmart like she does. So Jami, it's good to have you here today. And we're going to talk about private label and why that's so important to Walmart, why it's so important really to the overall retail community. But give me a definition for the layman out there who may not understand anything about retail. What is private label?
It's essentially a store brand. It's basically, for lack of a better term, a knockoff. It is an alternate choice funded and supported through the store.
And in Walmart, it's like the Great Value brand. Would that be one of them?
Yes, they have several private label brands, Hyper Tough, Great Value, Mainstays, etc. They all fall under their private label identity.
And Walmart, of course, Kim Souza and I have been following them for a while. But it seems like the last couple of years, it's private label this and private label that. Why is Walmart pushing private label so intensely?
Well, Walmart's philosophy has always been to save money, live better, and so by giving them a greater choice as far as value, great quality, value prices, basically keeps them true to what their mission has always been. As they expand in other areas and as online retailing grows, it's definitely a hot topic these days, a way to stay more competitive and make sure that their customers remain loyal to the brands that they offer every day.
And on the cost side of it, Walmart sees margins there that they don't maybe with the branded products. Give me some insight if you can as to how big that margin may be. Is that why it's so important to Walmart to push?
I don't think margin is obviously a great benefit of private label for the retailer, but it's also a little bit about control. They have more control.
Wait, Walmart's interested in control?
Well, they have more control over packaging, design,
right.
The whole entire process. Obviously, the economies of scale allow for a margin play. However, when it comes to reaching out to that specific customer, it really gives them control to putting the right product out at the right place at the right time and giving that customer what they need every day, a great value choice.
And one of the key things you do, your main focus of your business is working with suppliers. What are you telling suppliers now? It's kind of a two-part question. What are you telling suppliers in terms of taking advantage of those opportunities in private label? And what are suppliers coming back to you with in terms of their questions, their most common questions about private label?
For the most part, suppliers are very curious on how to expand their distribution to Walmart. So private label gives them an alternate solution. If they are a national brand already, it's definitely something for them to consider to offer alternative or to keep their production lines going.
Wow.
Questions, however, that come to play are people who are currently doing business with private business-to-business manufacturers. Let's just say they're supplying at the industry level.
Okay.
They might have wonderful products, no national presence, and they are very interested in coming in and showing what they have to offer Walmart and their consumer without necessarily having to invest in research and development and marketing. That's the biggest opportunity there. That is the largest cost with national brands, and when you become private label, they take that out of the equation. And in turn, I think the advantage for Walmart suppliers, if they do private label, is they gain that collaborative relationship with Walmart to basically learn more about their customer, insights, market trends, things that perhaps they wouldn't have access to because they don't play at the national level. Questions are, what categories can I get engaged in, and what kind of, if I already have a national brand, will it cannibalize my current product breakout?
Well, that's a great question. How much of that does happen? How much cannibalization does happen?
I think that depends on the category.
Okay.
I would say that perhaps an OTC, over the counter, I think that you're going to see the cost difference. Again, going back to marketing and research and development, that's something that has already been spent by the national brand, so the private label can come in and capture that market share very easily. But maybe perhaps in food, it's also very competitive. It just depends on the category for what it is. It depends on how strong a brand presence is with that consumer.
If I'm manufacturing and it's a business to business, and I see an opportunity to pivot that to Walmart, private label, it seems like a no-brainer. Do I have that correctly? Do I have that correct? And if so, how many manufacturers are doing that?
I think everyone's looking at it just because Walmart has such a strong push and they're expanding in so many categories. If there's an opportunity to bring quality items at a value price that you can supply to Walmart, it's definitely worthy of a conversation. I think that Walmart's most recent push to be more innovative actually is helping them break barriers in the private label market with introducing really great new hot items that previously we would be stuck bringing to market a year or two after a national brand does. Walmart, I think, is trying to be a little bit more aggressive.
So if they can be the first market mover.
If they can be the first market mover,
Makes
Walmart's
sense.
giving them a great platform to do that so they can capture that market share and gain that loyalty from their consumers.
All right, Jamie, we're going to wrap it up there. I think we've probably barely scratched the surface of what you know about Walmart. So we're going to have you back, if that's okay.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Jamie.
Thank you. You have a great day.
Arkansas Electric Cooperative Corporation provides electric energy across 2/3 of Arkansas. This is an exciting time in our energy history, with incredible progress being made in renewable energy and storage technologies. As our energy portfolio continues to diversify, we'll maintain an all-the-above strategy to provide reliable and affordable electricity. Ever since the first light bulbs were placed in our members' homes, the electric cooperatives have been the solutions provider for our members, and we want to continue that well into the future.
Each day, the promise of our nation begins again. Arkansas and America, moving forward. I help make that promise a reality. It's not for everyone, but people everywhere depend on us.
Oh, I love you too, sweetie.
Trucking delivers, or everything stops. And that's what drives me.
I did.
And we are back with Kim Souza, the all-knowing, I like to say, she hates it when I say that, reporter on Walmart and the supplier community. We talked to Jami Dennis earlier about private label, but give me a sense, you keep up with what the Walmart executives are telling us. What was it that Walmart U.S. CEO Greg Foran said of the private label push?
Okay, well, 2.5 years ago, when he came into the Walmart U.S. side, he said one of his missions was to expand private label and improve private label. He said, I'm trying all the great value products. I had, great value Wheaties this morning, and they were not exactly what I expected. He said he was going to focus on improving the quality in private label and also getting some price separation so that it is a true value against the brand. And he's been doing that ever since.
Yeah, and that's a good point. Often we've covered Walmart and they'll say something one year at the shareholders meeting and then that never gets followed up on. But this has been a 2.5, maybe going on 3 years focus. So give me some market numbers. Why is Walmart so interested in private label?
Well, it's a big business.
Yes.
About $120 billion a year in private label. For Walmart, that's $62 billion approximately that it makes on its private label. There's some more share to be gotten, and Walmart is always looking to grow share there. It's just a big business, and it's a profitable business because they control the margins.
Yep. And now Walmart's not the only retailer in the game. You've got Kroger, Aldi, the other folks. But give me kind of a comparison of how Walmart stacks up against the other retailers.
Walmart has 25 private brands across its box. They cover most of the categories involved. Kroger,
Now, I'm going to interrupt. Is most of that food?
No, it's not.
No?
They
Okay.
do have a lot of food. Health and Beauty Aid Equate is their health and beauty aid, shampoos and whatnot, aspirin. But they have baby, Parents'
Oh,
Choice.
that's right.
They have automotive, Ever Ready. They have, auto department, which is automotive. They have apparel. They have lots and lots of categories. Kroger, which is primarily a grocer, has 12 private brands, and they have about 10,000 products in their stores that are private label. Walmart told me they test 200,000 private label products every year on quality.
200,000 a year on quality.
So we know they have at least 200,000 products in their store because everything gets tested.
So there's a
at least
couple
once.
folks busy somewhere every day,
Yeah,
right?
they use consumer testing labs for that,
Okay.
but they do a lot of testing on their products for quality.
And so what about so Kroger has 12. What are the others? Do you-
Okay, Aldi and Lidl, the extreme discounters who compete with Walmart are predominantly private
Right.
label. About 80% of their product in
Really?
their store is private label. They're about an 80-20 split, private label to branded, and retail, traditional grocery like Kroger or Walmart is probably 80-20, the
The other way.
opposite. Yeah.
Well, is that what's feeding part of Walmart's push to catch up with those deep discounters, or do they just?
I just think it's a profit. It's a profit possibility for them. It's rich in margins, and they can control it.
Yeah.
And there's, as we said, $120 billion market. There's lots to be made there.
Well, and there's also another angle that you've enlightened me and I hadn't thought about. It's competing not just with other grocers, but with restaurants, fast foods.
That's one area that they really focused on with their Market Fresh private label brand. They told me back in June that they had expanded their ready-to-eat products, deli sandwiches that are made fresh in the deli every day, and salads. That these products sell for under $5, and people just come in and pick them up and take them to work and eat them for lunch.
I'm one of the guilty party on that.
Okay, it's a $200 million fast food market
200 million.
that they're trying to tap into. Walmart did tell me that they're seeing, good traction in that, and they're going to expand those products because of it.
Well, and that's a good segue. And kind of our last question. You and I have been to the Innovation Center
Yes.
several times there in Bentonville, the Culinary Innovation Center. Give me some sense as to how that center has been feeding this private label push.
Okay, the one thing that it did is they had 3 or 4 centers where they did this work. It put it all under one roof.
Back to control.
Control and convenience. They have a testing lab in there, a sensory lab where they test flavor profiles. They've done a lot of work on flavor profiles. One area that they were proud to tout was their Great Value ice cream. 18 flavors of Great Value ice cream now, which sell at a pretty good discount to Haagen-Dazs and Ben & Jerry's. But the one thing that Jack Pistellis, who's over private labels, said was the one thing Walmart knows about their private label customers is that they spend more with Walmart, and they're also very loyal to Walmart. So that's
So if they can get them hooked into those products,
yes,
they're hooked into the other sales.
right,
Interesting. That makes sense. More money, more control.
absolutely.
That's it. All right. Thanks, Kim.